So last week we looked at that we are children of God. And if that's the case, then that makes God our Father. And if God is truly our Father, how can we start to learn more about Him? How can we start to understand and see what He's like and actually start to understand His ways? And ultimately, how can we have a relationship with Him? A relationship with Him that starts to impact our lives and ultimately impact how we live out our lives. Well, that's where our reading today comes in. We get to meet Philip. Philip is one of Jesus' disciples. And in our reading, which is from John 14, verse 9, Philip asks a very similar question to the ones that we've just asked. And this is what Jesus' reply to him was. Check it out. Don't you know me, Philip? Even after I've been among you such a long time? Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Don't you believe that I am in the Father and that the Father is in me? The words I say to you are not just my own. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing His work. Believe me when I say that I am the Father and the Father is in me. We see clearly the character. We hear the words. We see the works of God in Jesus. And this passage, like many other passages, point to a profound truth. And that truth is that Jesus is God showing us what He is like. Jesus makes knowing God possible. Jesus makes understanding how to live life God's way actually accessible, because now we actually have somebody to imitate. We have someone to follow, someone to study, someone to look at. The mysteries of God have actually been made accessible to ordinary people like you and me. So if we want to live in this fulfilling, full relationship with God, if we want to live a life that is fulfilled, then ultimately what we have to do is we have to put Jesus at the heart of everything that we do. He has to be at the center. And He gives us that invitation when He goes on to say later on in John 14, He says the words, "Come, follow me." It says this. Jesus said to him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have known my Father also. From now on, you do know Him and have seen Him." Here's something for you to think about and ponder over for the rest of the day, or even for the rest of the week. If God is Jesus shaped, then do some of our images or some of our beliefs of God have to change? When you look at Jesus and you think about what you think of God, do they marry up? Or actually, have we got to re-look at what our view of God is? Have a think about that this week. This week, why not try saying this old, simple prayer? Maybe you want to say it in the morning or in the evening, or a couple of times a week. Why not give it a go? It's a prayer by George Herbert. And it goes like this, and I'll leave it up on the screen if you want to take a picture of it or you want to come back to it to kind of read over it. I'll leave it for a couple of seconds for you to look at. But why not give it a go? It goes like this. Teach me, my God and King, in all things Thee to see, and what I do in anything, to do it as for Thee. Live a life as a follower of Jesus means that we have to surrender our lives to Him, to His leadership. So why not do that today? Why not make a conscious decision about a specific part of your day, of your life? Maybe it's going to school, maybe it's going to work, maybe it's with friends, whatever it may be, a specific part of your life. And handing it over, asking Jesus to step in and say, Jesus, I want to take your lead on this today. And make a conscious decision to try and listen to what Jesus is saying about that specific thing, and then living it out for the day and seeing what that outcome is like. Give it a go. Give it a try. Maybe you want to do different parts of your life on different days this week. But let's try to make that conscious decision to start to allow Jesus to lead our lives and have Him at the center of it. Guys, have a great week, and we'll see you next week for part 3.